On Senate Bill 318, Adam, can you give us a briefing? And broadcasting, if you let me know if people raise their hand, because I know we have at least 2 online.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 318 would require that for operation of a motor vehicle in a roundabout, the driver would be required to operate and change lanes in the roundabout only if movement can be made safely, and the driver would be required to provide the appropriate turn signal as to the movements left or right within the roundabout and exiting the roundabout. The term roundabout is a defined term under the bill, which would mean an intersection characterized by a circulatory roadway, channelized approaches, and yield control of entering traffic. A roundabout includes the area bounded by the outermost curb line, or if there is no curb, the edge of the pavement at any crosswalks on any entering or exiting roadway. And with that, I'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, thank you, Adam. Senator Warren.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Don't we already have the requirement that to change lanes on roadways, you have to use your turn signal?
Yes, the bill itself picks up that statute about using turn signals and makes it directly applicable to a roundabout.
So without the bill, there's no application to use your turn signal in a roundabout?
I think there's maybe a discretionary, it may not fit the definition quite to the T. I'd probably let the proponents, explain why the bill is, their reasons for the bill. I'm not sure that the definition or the provision in law directly applies to roundabouts in the fashion that's currently being attempted.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. First proponent, Senator Starnes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and unique opportunity to stand before my fellow colleagues. And yes, I'm the roundabout guy. So the situation is made mention, and as Senator Warren was talking about, that there already is in statute regarding the turn signal being used when changing lanes. The roundabouts, as I understand them, are to create more efficient ways for traffic as far as traveling and concern. My situation or concerns are when I go and yield, I don't know what the intent of that other driver is when they come around the roundabout. So if they're going straight, they wouldn't have to use their turn signal. If they're turning off, they could go ahead and turn on their turn signal to turn off, just like you do any other turn, whether it's a stop sign, a yield, et cetera. Utilization of the stop sign so that I know what your intent is, so that I then go ahead and proceed through the yield after yielding and get onto the roadway and continue in an efficient way. The other thing within it is there's roundabouts that have 2 lanes, and it happens to be that I come in on the left-hand lane closest to the center of the median of the roundabout, and I'm trying to make a right-hand turn off of that, utilizing your turn signal to, again, let others know what your intent is versus just shooting across the lane to turn on a signal and to turn off the exit or the roundabout. Those are the concerns I have. The situations more and more, I see vehicles with tinted windows, so I cannot see what the intent of the other driver is. And if these are to be more effective as far as moving traffic in an effective way, I just see this as another opportunity to create an effective way so that my intentions as well as theirs are known, and to be able to help speed traffic through these roundabouts. And other than it's just a pet peeve of mine. But I'm a former driver's ed teacher, and so always use turn signals. Or when I was teaching my students that were on foreign exchange, I would tell them, turn on your signal, turn on your signal. And they immediately, signal, what is a signal? Is it a turn, let's see how they put that, a turn signal indicator? Yes, turn on your signal. But anyway, so again, I think just in the idea of efficiency to help others know what others' intents are when they're driving.
Senator Clays.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Starnes, for coming today. But with all due respect, if you want to know where I'm going, you need to get a warrant. I do find the double lanes rather challenging as to what's happening. And oftentimes, you know, here in Hayes, for example, I go to the Hyatt. Well, there's only one Hyatt, so you know, those are oftentimes really close to one another. And, you know, there's actually not a lot of time to do the turn signal before there's one right before it. In fact, I think it's only like 5 feet. So if I did it on that one, you know, it's right here, I'm going to the next one, you know, I'm actually giving them the wrong intent. And I guess my concern is how that plays out in real life. Obviously, you know, one would hope that our men in blue and women in blue would, you know, understand that and have some discretion. But is there anything in the bill that might elucidate that for us?
No, I don't think directly, other than to just say, again, how it's enforced. And so just trying to get people all to understand that they have an intent to be able to try and help others with what their intention is in changing lanes.
Senator Clays.
Good morning, Senator.
Well, good morning
Mr.
to you, sir.
Chairman. As much as I hate them stupid things, I like the bill because I have one of those, what do you call them again? Roundabouts in front by my house, and every day people fly through there. And I don't know how many near misses we've had. And so I think it's a good bill to bring some awareness anyways. And so, or we could bring an amendment and just get rid of them. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Senator Arterbright.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Starnes. I don't have any problem with the bill. I do agree with what Senator Clays said. There's some that's going to be really quick. And I do worry a little bit about our elderly sometimes that go around and around a few times before they know when they need to get off, and to worry about a turn signal on top of that. But that's more of a side note. And Mr. Chair, there's a group of students from Burlington High School from Coffee County. If you want to dial in a friend and see where our kids stand on the clearness of this driver's ed instructor testifying. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'd like to welcome you guys to the committee. I know I rode up on the elevator with a couple of you. Thank you for being in committee. If I'd have known you were going to be here, I had a video I would have played, a YouTube video on Drivers Academy. If we get out early, you can come up. I'll show it to you on my phone. Senator Warren, did your question get answered?
It did, Mr. Chair. Thank you. And 2 roundabouts in front of high school where my kids go to school. And so you can imagine we've got new drivers, young drivers, you know, not as much experience as others. And so, you know, if we can clear up some intent, I would think that would be helpful. Thank you.
Excellent. Senator Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to thank you for the hearing or the information and welcome the Burlington students.
Committee, further questions? Seeing none? Are there any opponents? Any neutrals? We'll close the hearing on Senate Bill 318. Committee, I do intend on working these Senator Starnes, would you be willing to carry that bill if we get it out of the committee?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, I would be honored to carry the bill.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Welcome.
Close the hearing on Senate Bill 318. We will now turn our attention to 2579, and I believe our only proponent is stuck in caucus. We can probably go ahead and have the hearing. Except it's written. Adam, would you give us a briefing?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 2579 would designate a portion of K-49 Highway from its junction with West 119th Street, then south of the junction with United States Highway 160 in Sumner County. This will be designated as the private Michael E. Gerber Memorial Highway. The Secretary of Transportation would only place signs once the statutory requirements for designated highways would be fulfilled, including the payment of the cost plus 50% of the signs. And with that, I'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Committee questions? Seeing none. Committee, I think what I'll do is I'll just suspend the hearing on this. You can read over it and see if we can get Kyle up here later on at a different time. I'd like the family to at least be able to hear it be explained online, so we'll suspend the hearing on that. Is there any other business to come before the committee? One thing, committee, we will not have short meetings like this next week for sure, because we got a lot of stuff packed in. There's still more bills being referred. With that, we are adjourned.